Hi, welcome back to Bridal Sewing Techniques. Have you ever looked at gloriously pleated fabric and just wondered, how are they so crisp? Why do they stay pleated? I want to be able to do that. Well, today we're going to talk about how to make custom sized pleats. You can make them big, small, whatever, for your wedding gowns. All right, so you don't want to guess about what size your pleats should be. You don't want to always use the same template and assume that it's going to be the same. Every fabric has a different flow. Every fabric is going to fold differently and use a little bit more fabric to complete the curve of the fold. So what you want to do when you start out, you prepare your fabric, get it nice and flat, you've got your edges finished. You're going to want to first kind of approximate the look that you want. And, you know, run it by the bride and be like, yeah, is this the size pleat that you want? That kind of thing. Do you want your pleats to actually overlap? Or do you want them to be like nice and flat here first before you get to the next pleat? That kind of thing. And do they want it to kind of be this accordion pleat like that? Or, you know, they can do like a box pleat. You guys can Google all the different pleats. There's a bunch of different kinds. So, you know, you could have it like that. You can also do the opposite where you go like this. Of course, you would want this side to be equivalent to that. I'm just kind of showing you an example. Okay, so anyways, you're going to pick out your kind of pleat. And let me just do one that just barely overlaps. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to press it, just say, yeah, okay, I like that size. I think it's going to work. Okay, so then you're going to pull it open and you're going to make a template. And you're going to say, okay, here's a mark, here's a mark. And then you're skipping this far until your next mark. Okay, so now you're going to measure and you're going to duplicate this width and then this one. You're going to go all the way down the line and make your template, okay? All right, so I've measured this out and marked it. Now I'm going to press this flat. Because I did not do this exact, you know, we were just eyeballing it. I did go ahead and pick kind of round numbers for this. All right, so now what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a bunch of pins. And you're going to mark your fabric. And then we're going to pin it. And then I'm going to show you how to use the tailor's clapper to do the pleats. Let's gather our materials. Okay, so I'm going to mark this. You can mark this with pencil, or you can also notch it. You can go through. I'm going to let the template overlap a little bit. Make sure it's accurate. But you could totally go through and just snip at each of these places also. I have a finished edge here. If it was a raw edge, I might would just do that. It doesn't really matter. There's not really a wrong way. All right, so I'm going to take, this is going to be a curve, and this is going to be a curve. Mark it with a pen. That's going to be a curve, and this is going to be a curve. Silk, guys. Silk, I'm telling you, it pleats so awesome. that's why I chose silk for this demo, because I knew silk wasn't going to give me any trouble. I love pleating, like raw silk, silk Dupani, whatever, and silk organza. They all pleat beautifully. They're so crisp. And they have a great memory. So here's the one that I was saying, you know, that's not going to work. But that doesn't matter. You get the point. Okay, so I'm going to true this up down here, make sure this looks pretty good. Nobody's going to die if a pleat is not perfect. Know your client, okay? Know your client. If your client requires absolutely perfect pleats, then go ahead and mark the other side and do it. Okay, I'm just going to go over this just a little bit, just to heat it, just to get it laying right. I'm not going to go this way, right? I'm going to either go this way, or I'm going to go down, or kind of a little bit of both. All right? So we're going to do this. Hit it with a little bit of steam. Okay, now for the tailor's clapper. I have a blog post about this little tool on my blog. Basically, it's because this is very dry wood. It loves to pull the moisture out of the silk and will set the pleats faster and more permanently for you. I shouldn't say permanently, because you know, if you wash this, these pleats are gone, right? But you know what I mean. They're not just gonna fall out if you look at them wrong. But yeah, if you go to bridalsewingtechniques.com, go to the blog, then I've got a little post about the tailor's clapper, a little place to purchase it, all that good stuff. You're not buying it from me. It's just a link. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come all the way up to this very, very little edge. Okay, you can't really tell, but I'm kind of using a lot of pressure with the iron. That's mostly what you're doing with the iron, right? Pressure. The heat with pressure is what does it. All right, so let's get some of the steam in there. Throw the clapper on there. So if you've had problems with pleats, you know, you press them and then they just kind of soften up and they don't have that nice crisp edge, this is probably what you've been lacking. Either that, or you may be using the wrong fabric. Fabric, I'm telling you, is king, okay? So what you're going to want to do is we're drawing the moisture out with the clapper, and then you're going to let this sit until it cools. And then you're going to come back, and these pleats are going to be super set. All right. Let's go do something else while it cools. Okay, I'm back. Look at how pretty they are and how they go right back. That's some nice memory in that fabric, isn't it? Laying beautifully. And then here are some itty bitty bitty pleats. I wanted to do the demo with larger pleats so it's, you know, more easily seen. But these are what it's like to do the itty bitty pleats. Same general kind of idea. Just don't be afraid to use a lot more pins. This is done on silk organza. And this is how I do it. And you can see how they rise right back up if you just iron them and let them sit. So let's put a little steam on them. Then we'll do the clapper. You can see how much they're laying better already, and we haven't even done the edges yet. That's what's really gonna make the difference. Okay, so this is how I do the edges. Just kind of sneak up on them. Much better. And then this way. And then remember, you're going to want to let these cool and come back to them, and then they will be set beautifully. So there's how you pleat. I hope this has helped you. Please hit subscribe down below. YouTube, as I mentioned in a lot of my videos, they have changed all the rules of the game, and we need lots of subscribers to keep producing these videos. So please hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, send it to all your seamstress friends. They will love you forever. Also, I should say seamster friends, tailors. There's actually a lot of men that follow this channel, so everybody's included here. Share the love, and I'll keep making them, and you guys will keep learning. Have a great day. Bye.